Welcome to Balatro'S Gold Stake Ultimate Guide. In this video, you will learn how to beat this lovely game in its maximum difficulty. This is the beginning to your journey to Completionist Plus, and if you're persistent enough, then perhaps you can tackle Completionist Plus. That will earn you a spot in the Olympian gods of Balatro. However, Gold Stake is particularly ruthless and a tremendous challenge, so it will take everything you got to beat it. And that's why I am here to bring you the best tricks to do just that. But first things first, what does the Gold Stake do? Well, every single blind requires much more score to get cleared, as the antes scale a lot faster. I mean, normally the last boss on Ante 8 requires 100,000 points to beat, while in Gold Stake it requires 4 times that. You can no longer make money on the small blinds, apart from interest and remaining hands, that is. You have one less discard permanently, and now jokers can have random stickers that debuff them in various ways. Eternal jokers cannot be sold, perishable jokers no longer grant their effects after 5 rounds, and rental jokers can be bought by $1, but they will cost you $3 every single round. Every single sticker has a 30% chance of appearing in any given joker in the shop. So wow, that's a lot. But there are some ways in which we can take advantage of these rules. Let's take a look at it. But before, I am assuming that you have a decent experience in the game. If you don't, that's okay. Feel free to check my guide on beating Balatro for the first time, and then you can always come back to this video. Eternal jokers can be annoying as they ask you to commit permanently to that joker for the rest of the run. However, this can have potential upsides if we play it correctly. First of all, some jokers that naturally expire are not affected by this, such as Gross Michael, Popcorn, Ice Cream, and so on. So you can enjoy their benefits and just wait for them to naturally extinguish themselves. This will be rough when we try to get them Gold Stake, but that's a problem for another time. Jokers that destroy other jokers also benefit from the Eternal sticker. The best of those is Madness, a joker that adds 0.5 multiplier to your mult in the small blind and the big blind, but in exchange it destroys randomly one of your jokers. However, if you make your build around Madness and Eternal jokers, then you can enjoy a really big fat multiplier without losing jokers you need every single blind, since, as being Eternal, they cannot be destroyed. Eternal jokers also benefit from the Hex and aaand spectral cards. These two make a random joker in your possession polychrome if you use the Hex card, or they duplicate one if you use the aaand. However, this action has the cost of eliminating the rest of the jokers you have and destroying them. Aaand and Hex cards are really nice if you only have one joker, but they can be exploited if most of your jokers are Eternal as well, as they will not be destroyed and you will be taking all the benefits. Rental jokers are the major pain in the ass the Gold Stakes brings to you. Having 1 or 2 of them on your build will seriously damage your economy, with the same amount of downturn as imposing tariffs on the whole world would. However, that doesn't mean rental jokers cannot have their upside. As they are rented, these jokers only cost $1, providing all their value for the cheapest price possible. That means that jokers like the Egg, the Golden Joker, or other economy type jokers can be acquired, used for their capital gains, and then sold without clearing a blind, thus not triggering the $3 cost associated to them. The same can be done with really powerful jokers that you must take to make it through the blind. You can buy a good joker that you find in the shop, use it to score a couple hands, and right before you clear the score, you sell it to avoid having to pay rent. Easy! This tactic lets you use rental jokers that perhaps you could not use were they regular jokers and maximize their potential while avoiding their huge downside. This, of course, is very situational, but every single time you encounter a rental joker, keep this trick in mind in order to see if you can exploit it. Perishable jokers are also a major burn in the road in your path to beat Gold Stake. But just like the other type of joker debuffs, they can also be used in your favor. Perishable jokers debuff naturally after 5 rounds, so some jokers such as the Bean don't get affected by it, since they also expire in 5 rounds regardless. Debuffed perishable jokers still count towards your joker's total sell value, so it is good to keep them in your build, especially if they are negative. in order to maximize temperance, swashbuckler, etc. Perishable jokers are also good to sell them to the burden leaf that requires you to sell a joker to enable your cards. Sometimes, in rare occasions, it is wise to skip tag and reap the benefits from it so you can accelerate your build. It is agreed upon that it is almost never worth it to skip a blind. However, in the first ante, I consider it useful to skip the small blind or the big one for the investment tag, which provides $25 after beating the boss blind of the current ante. It is a great way to guarantee a healthy and strong economy to your run, and you don't give that much of it in exchange. Same goes for the coupon tag in the first ante. In every other scenario, it is best to not skip so you can see what the shop has in store for you and maximize your earnings and build. First ante in gold stake is crucial to ensure your victory. You need to play the first round optimally, making sure to clear the score with a full house or a straight to clear it in one hand and earn as much money as you can. Same goes for round 2, in which you already have found a pretty useful joker or you are still saving up and thus you have to pull another 2-hand round clear. If you got the investment or coupon skip tags, make sure to use them in your favor. If you haven't got luck in the shop or you haven't correctly generated enough money, it might be time to consider a reset. First ante will influence a lot how things are going to go, so if it looks dire, perhaps give it another try. Another thing worth considering is choosing which decks to run first in gold stake, since there are some of them which are far more mean to you than others. Yellow deck, red deck, hex deck, checker deck or anaglyph deck are really good to begin your gold stake journey, as their benefits counter some of the debuffs you face in gold stake. From all of these, I would highly recommend beginning with yellow stake, as it will always guarantee a strong economy in your first ante and that will make you less eager to reset, while also forcing you to adapt to the challenges the gold stake provides. On the other hand, leave the black deck and perhaps the painter deck for last. Trust me on this one. If you want to check out the bread and butter of joker combos to clear most runs, I suggest you check the other ultimate guide I did for Balatro, in which I covered the main joker setups and combos that I really enjoy to play. For gold stake, I think the most useful information I can give to you is to be on the lookout for certain jokers. The 3 must take in any situation whatsoever are Blueprint, Brainstorm, and if you get the rare Soul Spectral card, then pray for Tribulate. These 3 jokers will win you the run automatically 99% of the time. Early DNA or trading card are essential to start modifying your deck into something better, and jokers that level up cards like the Burn Joker or Astronaut are also really good if they come in early. Bloodstone habilitates Hearts builds, and it is a solid and reliable joker to get through gold stake, so definitely think about it if you encounter it in your runs. Always, and I mean always, take Gross Michael to make it go extinct as soon as possible and unlock Cavendish. And it is also really important to keep an eye on economy jokers. Not every single one of them will be useful on every single run, but accounting to the specific build you have, always take into consideration acquiring them, as economy in gold stake is even more vital than in regular Balatro. Finally, I also enjoy Certificate quite a lot, as playing around seals, especially Blue Seal, can give you a lot of edge in the late game. Then, if you happen to stumble upon the holy grail of joker combos, do not hesitate to go for them, even if it compromises your run. These jokers together are so good and it is so fun to play with them that I would gladly throw out the window a black deck gold stake run just to chase them. I am talking, of course, about the Baron and Mime combo. Baron multiplies mold by 1.5 for every king that you hold in your hand while scoring a hand, while Mime retriggers every single effect revolving around holding cards in hand. This means that you can pretty much have double seals and double Baron effect. What's more incredible is that you can try to convert your cards into kings, convert them into steel cards and place red seals on them, maximizing the combo and triggering every single card 4 times. And if then you add Blueprint or Brainstorm into the mix, whew, you can go for the crazy scientific notation numbers. Or you can even try something more daring. You can try to go into the infinite
and beyond!
And this is pretty much all that the goal stake entails. Apart from the patience and resilience it requires to wait, learn, and make the best builds. My last piece of advice would be this one. Do not fall into despair if things don't go well in the beginning. Gold stake is the endgame, the maximum difficulty you can face. It is normal to fail some runs. But if you keep in mind these tricks and you practice, eventually you will begin to win run after run and after run, and then you'll feel determined enough to maybe, just maybe, go for the big prize. Balatro'S Completionist Plus Plus. But that is a whole other story. Thanks for watching, and until we meet again.